When sending a message to someone, I tend to write stuff like this. And I know that you might hate this as well. You know, when someone is writing like this and you are trying to write your response, then another piece of text pops in, as that particular person might have changed his mind along the way and suddenly started writing something else. But how can you train yourself to write better? And by better writing, I'm not actually talking about grammar, but mostly about structure. And when thinking about writing as a whole, I do feel like people have this constant fear towards writing. But if you really think about it, we are actually writing every single day. We are writing text messages, we are writing WhatsApp statuses, we are writing Facebook, we are writing Instagram, we are writing descriptions all over the place. So we are actually writing every single day. We use emotes, we use emojis, we use symbols to convey meaning. But why, when having to write something, say, more formal, you are usually facing a block? You do not know where to start, where to begin, or what type of voice you should use. So the question I want to ask is, what if you could train yourself to write clean pieces of text, either a random message to a friend, a quick reply on Twitter, or a YouTube comment, and make that your default style of writing, while, of course, adding some variations of your own? What if I could use this mindless, random, casual, informal writing and make it not necessarily formal, but cleaner, copyright friendly, and structured, and more distilled? And one might ask, what is the goal of this exercise? What do I want to achieve? Well, you see, I believe that clear writing often translates into clear thinking. So if you can improve your writing, you can improve your thinking as well. When writing, you have more time to process your thoughts, meaning that you are actually thinking about your thoughts either being right or wrong when spitting them on paper. And thinking about thinking is actually metacognition in action. And then if you want to construct an analogy in terms of how writing works, I resemble writing with, say, adding new books in your physical library. When doing that, you're not throwing books on the shelf, you're actually thinking about where you should place them. Or at least this is what you should do if you want to make the process more mindful. And while I don't want to be a perfectionist here, as I do believe that language is fluid and constantly evolving, I really enjoy the idea of communicating faster using new age symbols such as emojis or emotes or memes, so that we can transfer pieces of thought and ideas faster. But my point here is that I would like to have those ingrained and integrated into my writing so that I can make them my default writing sort of state of being. And the next question that comes in is, how can I improve my writing? And the answer that I sort of gave myself is that I want to pay more attention to how I write text every single day. So it's about sending more structured text messages, WhatsApp messages, casual emails when commenting on a picture or a status update. Because you know, when you're writing a piece of text to a friend, you're actually your true self, your authentic self. You can sometimes go crazy in terms of topics of conversation, but this is actually a good thing, as it allows you to use your creative potential and not be bound by the rules. So if you do send rapid-fire text messages, sometimes lacking context and only containing 2 or 3 words per actual line, per actual sentence, there are a few things I would keep in mind. First, I want to say that most likely you're not paying that much attention. You're hasty, you probably want to do something else, and most likely you want to get rid of the burden of writing to that particular person because you want to communicate faster so that you can convey your thoughts faster and move on with your life. And when doing unstructured writing, and you haven't yet thought about the response you want to give, and you're simply spitting hot thoughts and sentences as they come along without really thinking them through. And don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of this myself as well. I'm trying not to do this. But you see, this is how the internet raised us to behave. So my idea again is to pay better attention to casual writing and trying to make that information aesthetic, synthesized, clean, clear, and fast. And also use acronyms if you have to, use emojis, use emotes, use symbols, everything you need to do to better convey information, but do that in a more structured, condensed, compact way. And you will see that this actually translates nicely in real life as well. In your speech, in the way you communicate things to other people. You will learn to better adapt to a conversation, meaning that it is going to be easier to talk with all sorts of people, as well as you will be able to better convey your thoughts on a particular situation as well. So yeah, if you want to ask what are the benefits, these are the benefits. When you start writing in a structured way on a daily basis in your casual texting, that act will gradually transform itself into a default writing state. You'll have better chances of finding your style and also enhancing your style along the way, and then really make it your own. So when I do really have to write an essay, send a formal letter, or pitch something to someone, I will already have that default clean writing state in my being. And it would be a lot easier for me to write the actual text as I'm already writing like that on a daily basis. So hopefully it makes sense what I'm trying to convey. And again, when thinking about writing as a whole, you need to stop thinking about writing something like a novel, right? People think that they need talent to be a writer, and then once they go to college, this differentiation is even more highlighted by the fact that you can start specializing even more. And what I'm trying to say is that you should not think about writing as, this thing that's sort of trapped in a box. Language, again, is fluid, is interconnected, and is actually constantly evolving every single day. So if you want to write like a programmer, by all means start writing like a programmer. Start using symbols to make your writing more efficient, to point people in the good directions, and make your content more user-friendly and easy to digest. Some of us use acronyms to convey content and tone without losing velocity, and there's nothing wrong with that if you and your friends can low-key establish terminology conventions so that you can speed up your conversation. And also about learning how to adapt. So from my point of view, I would say that I would keep my default sort of style of writing. I will try to keep my own voice, but trying also to make it more structured and more condensed, more compact, so that I can encapsulate more information, and that information would be just like a beam of color. Readers are not supposed to see structure. It should be as invisible as living bones. It shouldn't be imposed. Structure arises within the story. But even if you think you don't have anything to say, you should start writing. You will find your voice. Again, you are writing every single day. You're writing comments, you're writing texts, you're writing status updates. And I will tell you why this works, and I'll tell you why you should start writing, and I will also tell you why you do have something to say. First, you're a human being, and by default, us humans, we do like to express ourselves. And simple things such as getting out of the house is an act of self-expression. To do it, you need to have a goal, a place you need to go, a friend you need to visit, something to buy or see. And this translates into the idea that you as a human being have something to say. You want to go out into the world and express yourself. So say something about yourself to the world out there. Otherwise, you would have stayed in. And even if you want to stay in, still you want to communicate to the outside world. So you want to express yourself to the outside world. You want to communicate. You want to enhance your internal world, your internal dialogue. And I know that again there are people out there who do enjoy staying in, but even these people will find ways of expression, of keeping themselves up to date with what's going on creating something useful for their inner world. So my idea is that if you have a life and you're a human being and watching this video, you'll have things to write about. And as a general conclusion, I would like to say that again, you should start paying more attention to how you write every single day. Try making that piece of writing more compact, more meaningful, more aesthetic, more non-random. Try making that your own, and try using new methods and terminology use cases so that you can enhance and speed up that communication process. But try doing it in a non-random way. And this is actually like building a new habit. You have to do it every single day, but the good thing is that you're already doing it every single day. So what you want to do is start paying attention to how you write once again. And start small, like any other habit. Like if you want to start flossing one tooth. It's one simple thing you can do, and it actually doesn't take that much time. It's not that scary. It's actually just pretty damn simple, and this is how you'll build the habit. Also, for example, if you are not a reader and if you want to start reading more, you can start by actually reading 1 page per day, and that's it. That's the start. That's the trigger of your future habit. And even not 1 page per day, you can start reading like half a page a day, or maybe 1 sentence per day. And what you would actually notice is that you want to do more of that. You want to just increase the duration of your particular habit. And then you can also apply this type of framework to texting as well, and you'll see that it's going to be a lot easier for you to convey information and be more mindful about what you are trying to communicate without being random, without being hasty, and without losing tone and velocity. And I hope that this little suggestion helped you in some way or fashion. You can take it, you can leave it, you can throw it out the door like many other things I've talked about on this channel. And lastly, I want to plug in one quick video I saw maybe a few years ago, and I believe that this one really pumped up my enthusiasm about writing as a whole. But again, I hope you found this useful. I leave you with the video and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
The best thing you can do is teach people to write, because there's no difference between that and thinking. And one of the things that just blows me away about universities is that no one ever tells students why they should write something. It's like, well, you have to do this assignment. Well, why are you writing? Well, you need the grade. It's like, no, you need to learn to think. Because thinking makes you act effectively in the world. Thinking makes you win the battles you undertake. And those could be battles for good things. If you can think and speak and write, you are absolutely deadly. Nothing can get in your way. So that's why you learn to write. It's like, it's the most powerful weapon you can possibly provide someone with. And I mean, I know lots of people who've been staggeringly successful and watched them throughout my life. I mean, those people, you don't want to have an argument with them. They'll just slash you into pieces. And not in a malevolent way. It's like, if you're going to make your point and they're going to make their point, you better have your points organized, because otherwise you are going to look like and be an absolute idiot. You are not going to get anywhere. And if you can formulate your arguments coherently and make a presentation, if you can speak to people, if you can lay out a proposal, God, people give you money, they give you opportunities, you have influence. Teach people to be articulate, because that's the most dangerous thing you can possibly do.